Susan Cassius. What? What?
My blood taken, I'm a bit faint.
Are you alright? Is he coming back? Really?
Dom, you shouldn't be telling me that sort of stuff.
Don't come back. Do yourself a favour. Stick to your little cushy job on Sky. Right?
One, it's not
we
cushy.
do nothing.
Number one, it's not cushy. Number two,
Number-
are you pointing me there because it's a little
Because
black?
they're doing stuff there.
Number one, it's not cushy. Number two,
You've got the easiest job in the world.
it's not
You
easy.
stand there like pretty little black man, right?
Why do you always
Smile.
have to bring colour into this, don't you?
Because you're a pretty little black man.
Where have you been? I've missed you, man. I haven't seen you for ages. Everywhere I walk, where's KUGAN? Even my wife says,
Everywhere you
"Where's
go,
KUGAN?"
I go, champ. Did you meet him?
Yeah. Something wrong.
He's my mate, not your mate.
All right.
My mate.
We got news coming soon, brother. You'll find out.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to tell you yet, but you'll find out. You think, it's Johnny's done that one. Sum the channel. Let's talk business.
Let's talk business. Right, we know what this fight is. Mandatory, he's got to fight him when he loses the belt. It's not ideal. It's not the fight that Kell Brook fans or boxing fans in general would want for Kell Brook, but he's got to get the job done on Saturday.
Yes, he has. And listen, when you're a mandatory challenger, if you're well known or not, you've got to take these fights. You've got to do these fights because if you don't, you get stripped. Kell's not in a position where he's bigger than the title itself. He's not a Mayweather where you can say, well, forget the belt. I don't need it. He has to defend the belt because it's his bargaining tool, because it's convenient for people to try and ignore him, and it'd make it more convenient if he didn't have a belt to say, right, I'm giving this up because I want to box A, B or C. So to box the likes of, if Timothy Bradley beats Pacquiao, which he will do, that could be a good opponent. He beat Junior Witter, we keep winding Junior up about that. Thurman, he rates Kell. He rates Kell massively. I wouldn't do Porter again. That was like, Porter's horrible. Porter's the kind of fight you just don't want to fight. He's just messy. He's horrible. And I think if you beat him once, you won't beat him the second time. And Kell's done the job now. If he doesn't have to box him, I won't touch him. And that's why Porter's in a position where people underestimate Porter, and they'll find out each time they get him in the ring with him. They'll think, wow, you know what? I thought I could figure this guy out. Porter's no idiot. So Kell's big. He's got the win over him. Forget Porter. Forget Amir Khan. Forget that. Just start making your own mountain, making your own hill, making your own success, and let them people point the finger at you.
Eddie Hearns also mentioned talks with HBO about Miguel Cotto, talks with John Muffler about Golovkin as well at catchweight. What do you make of those two?
Listen, you know what? Carl Froch put an article out, and I actually read it. I thought, you know what? He's right. And everybody's getting, as you were going to say, gassed about Golovkin's punching power and how amazing he is. Technically, is he technically the best boxer you've ever seen? No. He gets hit. He does not box people. He outpowers people. He's not technically the best boxer you've ever seen. He's a powerful beast. So then you can always negate that. And if you can get hit, that means you can get knocked out. So don't write these things up and say, a catch weight for Kell Brook against Gennady Golovkin or whatever. I just think Golovkin has to prove technically he can outfox, outpunch, outbeat a technical supreme fighter. And I look at him and listen, I might get a lot of abuse for this, but I don't think technically he's top of the hill, king of the hill. I don't. I think as a banger, yeah, of course, he's one of the biggest bangers out there. But you look at him when he boxes, he can be outboxed, he can be hit. And if he can be hit, if you hit hard enough, you can take this guy out. Everybody's got a button on the chin.
Do you think Kell Brook could beat Golovkin?
Depending on what the weight is.
All right, say it was 157. That's what Eddie Hearns mentioned. So let's say 157 pounds.
I think Kell Brook is technically better than Golovkin. I do not think Kell Brook punches harder than Golovkin. So it's about what technique, what game plan you take to go in and fight Kell Brook. Yeah, I'm going to say that because Kell's my boy. I think, you know what? I actually think Amir Khan can outbox Golovkin. But if Golovkin hits him on the chin, he'll take him out. I think a lot of guys can outbox Golovkin, but it depends on what tactics you have when you get in the ring to fight him. Again, I'm saying technically he's not the best technical fighter out there when you're looking at boxing skill and technique.
So you're saying at 157 pounds, Brook would beat Golovkin?
I do a little liar.
What?
I do a little liar. But listen, it's going to be a struggle for Golovkin as well, because he can't step up to super middleweight. Not in a million years. He won't do that. He'd be giving away far too much.
I mean, it's all talks at the moment. I mean, obviously Eddie Hearn's plan is to secure Kell a big summer fight, something that he hasn't had that elite name, whether it be at 147 or, no disrespect to, like I said, even Jojo Dan or Frankie Gavin, no disrespect to anyone, but Brook's looking for the big elite top welterweights.
What Brook is doing is what Khan is doing, what Khan was doing when he was chasing Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. So the guys behind Brook are doing that with Brook. Brook was chasing Amir Khan. He's got to forget that dream. Now he's got to look to chase his own big ones, and that's what's happening to the guys behind him. So no disrespect to your Dan, no disrespect to the busiers and so forth. Kell has to make sure, get rid of those boys. Say, boys, you know what? You can scrap amongst yourselves. I got bigger fish to fry, and he will get probably the same abuse. From the Stars home fan, the manager challengers or number one's home fans saying Kell Brook's running scared. He's got to look forward, and I think I think Amir Khan's done the right thing in doing that. He's come out with a brilliant trump card. Kell now has to top that. Kell now has to beat that and come up with something special and get an opponent where we think, wow, where's that come from? Kell could easily step up to light middle.
People have suggested his whole career he should possibly be a light middleweight.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you can make the weight, make a lighter weight, that means you're going to be a beast at the weight. That's why Kell's jabs alone, they can cost people when he touches them, and that's why at the welterweight he's dangerous.
Let me ask you about something else that's obviously happened this week. We saw Lucas Browne beat Shagayev in Russia and become the WBA regular champion. Subsequently failed a drugs test. What's your take on it, Johnny?
You know what? I was speaking to Mark Harnell yesterday. Mark Harnell's the advisor of David Price, and David Price has his own issues with his last opponent failing the drug test, and the way these things are dealt with. These things are attended to. So there's a lot going on there. I think there's going to be a big upheaval in regards to the drug testing and so forth. I think with Lucas Browne, look, he's given his excuse. We've not seen the B sample yet, or have we? As far as I know, we haven't seen the B sample yet. He's given his excuse saying he has no idea how that gets in his system. I don't understand why he would take a fat burner, a big heavyweight taking a fat burner. So you've got to listen to his excuses. You've got to listen to what he's got to say.
I talked to Eddie Hearn earlier, and it was a bit of his initial thing. He said that he thinks that anyone that gets caught using drugs in boxing should get a lifetime ban. But then obviously,
like that, does it? Because
but when I'm pointing to him and saying about, okay, just say people have used drugs, do they not deserve a second chance? And how do you prove that even if they have been banned, that they were actually intentionally done a wrongdoing?
That's right, and that's why I think that's a bit harsh from Eddie. I think if you listen, taking drugs in sport to me is a big no-no. And I've beat drugs cheats before, so it don't make you a better boxer. It just makes, I don't know what it does for you, but it don't make you a better boxer, because if someone that doesn't take drugs beats a guy that does take drugs, it shows it. I do think it is harsh saying a lifetime ban. I do think, yes, a ban, make you do your time, take the best years out, take 2 years out of your career where you could have been earning a living. A ban is either, but you've always got that cloud over you. But remember, the governing bodies as well have got to deal with this and deal with this with a heavy hand. Don't try and hide it. Remember the issue with Roy Jones. Remember the issue with, I can think of 3 or 4 fighters that have actually failed a drug test, but it wasn't publicised. I remember when I boxed Marcus Spot for the European title, he failed a drug test after that. I think his ban was like 3 months. And then he was back and he ended up winning the world title, I think within 18 months after that. So it's how the governing bodies deal with people that are found to be cheating, found to have taken drugs, found guilty. They've got to publicise this, make it quite clear.
Is it each case you've got to take on its own merit?
Without a doubt. And listen, there's no excuse for sticking a needle up your jackson. You don't fall on the needle, man. So how these things get in your system, depending on what the drug is, and it's just, if you cheat, and you're found guilty and you are guilty cheating, deal with him heavy. Get him, give him a lengthy ban of 2 years or whatever.
Should there be a difference between boxers that have been caught for performance-enhancing drugs to recreational drugs? Or should it be the same?
No, not at all. Drugs are drugs, man. If it improves you some way, somehow, some form in your performance, get your wrist slapped, get dealt with.
Phil, we're just about to start. Quick word.
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs,
Yeah.
chasing a fight here in the UK.
Hope he gets it.
Do you think he'll secure himself a fight?
I hope he does. I hope he gets in with David Haye. I think that's a perfect second comeback fight for David Haye. I think it'd be brilliant. Shannon Briggs, get over here. I think for David Haye to say, look, Shannon, you know, man, stay out of this. I think it's a name for David Haye to pack the house out and get a bit of attention to the heavyweight scene.
You should fight Briggs.
I'd smash him.
Are you older than Briggs? He's
Don't matter, I'd
44.
still
How old are
smash-
you?
I would still smash him.
You're 49, yeah?
Yeah, but I still smash him. You know it, I know it, he knows it. That's why he didn't come knocking on my door.
If he was here today,
Yeah, I'd
you'd
be.
be...
No, but he'd be like that. on me.
Shannon, come
I
on,
would like-
baby.
In fact, I wouldn't be actually slapping on his forehead.
No, you wouldn't.
Behave
You wouldn't
yourself.
be going champ then.
What? Trust me. Why am I trying to convince you? You
What?
can't even fight.
Briggs is in better shape than you.
Briggs, he's a
Bastard.
big fat American.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
read that, that's what I
Oh
said.
dear, I'm taking him in this video.
Send it in. What's he going to do?
Oh
Fly
my
over?
God, he's coming Sheffield
I
tomorrow.
will poke
He's
his old American eye.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Cheers, Johnny.